Welcome to the universe. Today we're talking about barycenters and center of mass. Without further ado, let's talk about it. My name is Chris. Welcome to the universe. So let's talk about some insight about Pluto and Charon. So we're going to talk about the size-wise. So Pluto is about 1,476 and 3/4 of a mile, or 2376.6 kilometers in diameter. Charon is about half the size of Pluto, only about 750 miles in diameter, or 1,212 kilometers. And the time it takes Charon to complete a full orbit around Pluto is about 6.5 days. So this phenomenon is what we call the center of mass, or what we call the barycenter. See, the barycenter is pretty much when an object has a center of mass against its parent star or a planet or something. Um, they share the same rotational speed and they show a similar center of mass. So, take for example the Earth and the Moon. Whereas the Earth here is spinning, it has gravitational forces on the Moon where it keeps the Moon tidal locked. It only shows the same face to the Earth, whereas the far side hardly gets any sunlight. So, Earth is spinning, and the Moon is pulling on the Earth. That's why the Earth is not a complete sphere. It's a oblate spheroid, and similar to the Moon because it's getting pulled by the Earth, right? And this is what's causing the Moon to be flung out of Earth's orbit about 1 centimeter a year. So pretty much, Earth spins. The Moon's tidal locked to the Earth, spinning, and it's getting further and further out. Whereas Pluto and Charon, even though they share the center of mass, they pretty much spin in sequence, right? Because they have that gravitational resonance. And you see that with other objects. Binary pair systems pretty much have that same gravitational resonance where they're both spinning on their axis at the same speed and direction, where they're being constant. Either, yes, because one object's getting closer to the other object, but if one dominates the other, it can cause that orbit to pretty much pull back. That's what happens with the Moon, where it's pretty much getting flung out of Earth's orbit as it spins, right? And you also see that barycenter pretty much the same way with the Sun and Jupiter, two massive objects that always pull on each other. That's why Jupiter doesn't really orbit the Sun, because it's pulled by the Sun, because they're two massive objects that have that similar center of mass. Pretty much, even though the Sun's much bigger and it has more mass, and that's why it counts for 98% of the solar system together. But Jupiter, being the largest planet, has gravitational sequences and resonance with other objects that keeps everything in balance. It's because that barycenter, how that interacts with the Sun. So pretty much we just learned about barycenters and center of mass. And that's a perfect example of two lovers in the great beyond. So, thank you guys so much for exploring the two binary dwarf planet systems of Pluto and Charon. And without further ado, let's close off this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Comment down below which videos you wanted me to do, and also do have a community tab where you can pretty much give me some space questions, and I'll answer those. And I will keep doing my little space facts as well on TikTok. I will download those and put those on my shorts. And you guys seem to really love those. I love that. And guess what? We're almost to 1,500 subscribers as well. I can't believe it. And also, we're just about to hit 1 million views on this channel. We're only about 65,000 views away from hitting that 1 million on this whole channel. So thank you guys so much for everything I've accomplished over the last 6 years on this channel. And I've been on this channel for 6 years, even though I've been on the platform for the last 9 years, because I had a previous channel before that. But this is a channel where we're going to talk about space related, because that's been a passion of mine since I was just a little kid, learning about space, and this has been my obsession since grade school, since elementary school. But yeah, thank you guys so much for sharing the passion and learning about things. I love your positive feedback on comments of the little space facts. There's so much things to learn about. So without further ado, keep exploring.